Hey guys, welcome back. It's Steven with Today in DeFi. So, in this week's weekly crypto ecosystem update and analysis, we're going to talk about some stablecoin flows, which ecosystems are actually trending. So, the whole idea of this update and analysis is to spot any divergences with the CT sentiment and also the on-chain data and analytics, so you can know which are the real inflows and the fundamental changes of each chain, so you can make more informed decisions and also more accurate analysis for your trades and investments. So first of all, we're gonna cover the stablecoins market cap. So this week, again, we had a positive change of stablecoins market cap after a slightly decrease of the market cap last week when we covered it at 14th April. Now we got a 0.43% up in the last 7 days with 1 billion market cap change. In the last 1 days, it's 0.08%, almost 200 million. And in the last 30 days, we got a huge 3.5 billion, accounting to 1.5% of the total stablecoins market cap. So mostly it's dominated in USDC again. So lately, like I've mentioned before, USDC have been gaining in market cap change and also market share when compared to USDT. So in the last 1 month, 2% change in USDC. However, we only got 0.72% change in USDT. So literally market share shift we are seeing here for USDC and USDT. And I think if we are seeing from the price action for the total crypto market cap, I think most of the total stable coins that are minted and flows on the last couple of weeks that we have covered, or even couple of months, have now flowed into the real markets, which is like Bitcoin or Ethereum, because we've been seeing around 3% increase in the total crypto market cap in the last 1 week. So this might be a good sentiment since it's now catching up to this total stablecoins market cap trend. So if we're seeing on the chains which are dominate on stablecoins, we can see Ethereum, Tron, Solana, everything has been gaining in stablecoins market cap, especially Solana, which we're seeing almost 2% change in the last 7 days, which could be huge, signaling good activity on chain on Solana. We're gonna go through that deeper on Artemis. So this might be a good catalyst for Solana as well. If we're looking at Perps volume, relatively low Perps volume in the last 1 week, signaling people are not speculating too much on the market right now. Maybe this caused the markets to actually rise, since a lot of people are actually experiencing a lot of liquidations in the last 2 or 3 weeks. So right now, maybe their power on perps are not that huge anymore. So this might be a good catalyst actually for and sentiment for the whole market, since people are not speculating too much right now, signaling also low retail activity on the market. Now we're gonna look at Artemis to compare which chains are actually trending and outperforming each. Clearly seeing a huge divergence between BNB chain, Ethereum, and Solana is leading in every aspect, like stablecoin supply, market cap, where in Ethereum and BNB chain it's relatively steady. It's not trending up or down. It's been sideways consolidating, but in Solana, in the last 1 month, we're seeing here in the last 7 days as well, it's been turning upwards. So signaling a recovery stance in Solana. Also true for their stablecoin transfer volume, and also their daily transactions has all have been increasing. And this is ultimately confirmed by the fees generated in the ecosystem. A huge divergence and gap here between BSC, Ethereum, and also Solana. Also true for the revenue as well. So it's also interesting since the price action for Solana is way better compared to Ethereum and Bitcoin actually. But yeah, relatively really good catalyst for Solana as a whole. And now we're gonna look at some layer ones. Overall, layer ones have been very steady in daily active addresses, TVLs, and also price action. But however, except for Aptos here, there seems to be losing some daily active addresses since the mid of April, since April 10th. They lost a lot of quite significant daily active addresses on the ecosystem. I think this is mainly because of some farming opportunities that are recently on Aptos that are actually not performing that well. And also, it's true for the daily transactions here. However, on the DEX volume, it's actually quite contrast to their daily active addresses. So although they lost quite some amount of daily active addresses and also their transactions, we can see still a positive volume inflows for in the Aptos ecosystem as a whole. Nothing much for the revenues and fees of or for the whole layer ones. However, also for Chain, there has been a decrease in TBL, which also may affect some farming opportunities and APR and APYs on some of maybe infrared, BEX, or some more like DEXs on, and also for LPs on Chain as a whole. Next, we're going to look at some layer 2s. Nothing too much has been going on for layer 2s. However, there has been an increase in stablecoin transfer volume for base. And yeah, relatively flat DEX volumes and also for fees and revenues. We experienced a spike like the last 2 weeks, but we are not able to see a sustainable flow for these layer 2 chains. Yeah. For now, we haven't seen a clear sentiment of where this whole layer 2 flows are actually coming into. Yeah, so I think that's all for this week's stablecoin market cap, weekly crypto updates. And yeah, stay tuned for more.